Hello gamers, it's SoftKitty99 and today we're in Parkitect. As you can see, I'm using the play part of the game and I've chosen the Chanute airfield layout, but I've turned off all of the settings so we've got unlimited money, and on it I've built a Christmas fair on a car park. So I've used part of Chanute airfield as a car park to build a Christmas fair. I just thought, this close to Christmas, I want to do something nice and Christmassy in Parkitect. So I've made the entrance here to Chanute airfield. I've cut part of it off to just make a section of like you would have for a car park to build a little funfair on. And then off to the side I've come and put in a little ice rink. Of course, sadly our little people can't come and do actual ice skating on an ice rink, but I just thought it's a very Christmassy feel of thing to do, so I just had a little bit of fun doing something for Christmas, and I hope that this gives you some ideas of your own and that you enjoy seeing the build that I've made. Of course, off to the side here we've got our goods in depot, and our staff are just trudging their way away from where the stuff arrives here and just carrying it down this bit of path here, past the staff path, to this long row of shops that we've got for our Christmas fair. It's just set up at the edge of the car park. So if we come down to the main entrance, our people come in here through the old airfield buildings, and right as they enter the park we've got some information kiosks, and then we've got some little snowmen as decoration and some little heated braziers to try and you can come up and put your hands near them to get warm if it's cold, because it's all snowy, see, and I've added some of the trees in a more faded washed out colour, so they're exactly the same trees as you normally have. I've just faded the colour out for most of them. You've got the odd one that's still a full green look in there. Let me rotate. Look, we've got one really green one, but all the others look different shades of faded green to try and make it look like they've got snow on them. That's the closest we can come to having snow on the trays, is by making the colour look like there's actually some snow. So there's a little bit of snow on these and a lot more on these, and that one's managed to shake it off somehow by being protected maybe by the big trees next to it, so it didn't get all the snow on it. So that's kind of what I was thinking with the colour of the trees. That's why we've got all the variation, try and make it look like they've all got snow on them. And say, here's our staff hurrying to and fro to keep all of the shops all stocked up. So if we rotate around again, so here's the entrance at the other side. Look, with the snowmen. I really like these snowmen. I think they look really cool. I think that's as far in as we can zoom. I love these little snowmen. I just think it's a nice little bit of decoration right at the entrance of the car park, and these sort of old-fashioned lamps. As I said, the braziers, you can just kind of warm your hands near them, but make sure you don't set fire to your gloves. We've got the medical centre here, got the little medical first aid room, there you go, just in case anybody gets injured in the cold. And though people seem to be buying the snow cones. Even in the cold, people want ice cream. Right, so we've got souvenir balloons. You always need those at a fun fair, don't you? Yeah, of course you do. Then lots of treats. So you can have ice cream. Personally, I don't think that one should be so popular, but sweets, candy, cotton candy. Yeah, so that's the American cotton candy. In Britain, candy floss. Standard fairground food, candy floss. You have to have candy floss at a fairground. How can you not go to a fairground and eat candy floss? You have to do it. It's got to be the done thing. Donuts, burgers, hot dogs, pretzels. You see, lots and lots of food things. Pizza, entrance for the staff here. Hot drinks definitely should be welcome in a cold, snowy environment. You need to warm up, get your hands round it. Coffee cup and sip your coffee, stop your shaking because you get warmed up by the coffee. But if you want something more healthy, or you've got kids and you don't want them to have coffee and tea, then we've got fruit juice and cold drinks, though hot drinks and burgers and hot dogs. That sounds like the most typical thing that you'd want in cold weather. And of course, cotton candy or donuts to eat because it's a fairground. Come on guys, it's a fairground. But yeah, lots and lots of food for you to eat. And then at the edge of the car park here, I've got this whole little army of snowmen. So let's pretend that we've had a big party of school kids come to the fair, and they've built tons and tons of snowmen just to prettify the whole place up, just to make it feel much more Christmassy and much more decorated, right? So let's have a look at the rides then that I've got in my little fun fair on a car park. So because it's a fun fair on a car park at Christmas, it's not going to be very big. So I was thinking, what sort of rides do you traditionally get at a travelling fun fair? Quite often, everywhere you go. So one of the favourites, of course, is a wave swinger. As you can set these up on most areas, they're not that big to transport, so they're really cool rides that you'll find at a lot of travelling fun fairs. And just watch it start off here. I've got quite subdued colours on a lot of the rides because we're at a car park, and these rides will be travelling an awful lot. You imagine that they move every week or every couple of weeks throughout the entirety of the summer, and then come winter they try to hit up some of the bigger street fairs, things like Winter Wonderland in Hyde Park and places like that if they can get space. And apart from that, most of the winter is going to be fairly quiet for them. It's their time off, so they have to make all their money in summer. So any special Christmas fairs that they can hit up, there's an extra chance to make lots of money, and people tend to come out for Christmas fairs and will pay a little bit more because it's off season and there's less rides and things about. So that's the wave swinger. I forgot to say they've got a load of seating near where all the food is, and they've got really good view on the wave swinger as well. Oh no, don't rain. Next to the wave swinger we've got dodgems. Every travelling fair has dodgems. Come on, they do. Every single one has dodgems. There's our people. Oh look, we've got a pile up. Pile up guys, back off. No, don't add more people to the pile up. Come on, get going, get going. Yeah, one's escaped. Yeah, that's it. Get that pile up done. Yeah, you can do it. Unstick yourselves, go for it. Yeah, they've got some guys moving around quite a lot here. They actually go quite fast, don't they? Oh look, they managed to all pile up. No, unpile yourselves. Come on guys, that's it. One way around the track please, not too much bumping in a big pile. Don't bump into a big pile, unpile. One way round the track, no head-on collisions please. One way round the track, no head-on collisions. That's what he often says, isn't it? And this of course is going to be really popular because it's covered. So in the rain, that'll be a very popular one. Unfortunately, they've got rain, that's a shame. I did add a gyro drop tower. Now those I don't think are traditionally travelling things, but they're becoming more popular as travelling attractions, to be honest, recently. So not every fun fair has them. It's not a staple of a travelling fair, but there are some out there that do take them now. Oh, it stopped raining, this is good. And a top scan, yep, definitely seen those in travelling fairs. Again, also not always a popular one, but right next to it, a jumper, that's very, very popular on the travelling fair circuit. Lots of places have jumpers, or frog hoppers or things like that. I just think it's a really great thing to have in a little fun fair. Cool. And then, of course, the twister. I think it's very rare you go to a travelling fair or a fair on a car park or in your local park area or anything that doesn't have a twister or a jumper or both. One thing that Parkitect doesn't have though, that I often see in travelling fun fairs, is a waltzer. And Parkitect doesn't have a waltzer at all. Is that because waltzers are much more popular in Britain and Europe rather than in America maybe? I don't know, but in Britain nearly every travelling fair has a waltzer, but Parkitect doesn't have one. So, but jumpers or frog hoppers, definitely very, very popular, as are the twisters. And then, as my final ride, I have a wild mouse. There are travelling wild mouse around. They are a bit harder to put up and take down though, so they tend not to be in the travelling fairs that move every week. They tend to be more in the bigger long-term fairs that stay in one spot for a month or two, because the build up and tear down time's a lot longer, so they tend to be there for that. This is one of the standard layouts in the game. It's the Cheese Chaser wild mouse, and I just thought it's quite a compact one, so I can envisage something like that being in a travelling type of setup. And then next to that I added my ice skating rink. So what I've done is I've added ice terrain. So if you go to the terrains and go here, snow is what I've put on the main part, and then ice is what I've used. You can see it, ice is what I've used just for this little rectangular area here for the ice rink. And I've got this little building which I imagine the shopkeepers in this section with all the ice skates that you can hire, and then the people come up under here or to this side window and hire their skates. And then they've got benches all the way around here and here, and imagine you sit on the benches, change into your ice skating shoes. Maybe you can leave stuff with the taker here, if you've got bags and things, maybe you can leave them here in this enclosed space with the vendor, and then you can go ice skating. But sadly we can't get our guys to go ice skating, but I just really like the idea of an ice skating rink in a Christmas park or area. So that is what I was thinking when I was building my funfair on a car park. So I've built a lot of decoration around the edge with the trees and things, cut it off with the fence here so people can't go any further, and then added a few flags to mark the entrances and exits, one at the top, one at the bottom, blue ones on the corners, and just added a few little pavilions to sit under, lots more snowmen as decoration around, and you can see great views over the back of the wild mouse from this side as well. Lots of braziers around to try and add a little bit of heat to the place. And that is my little place on a car park. So I hope that this gives you a few ideas of your own for what you might want to do as a Christmas project. Oh, have we got somebody coming? Waiting? Why are we waiting? Where's my repair guy? Hope this gives you a few ideas anyway. Oh, I haven't got a... Oh dear, haven't got mechanics. That's not good. Did I not do a good job with the hiring? I thought I had. I had everybody but mechanics. Oh gosh, can you... Oh, Kitty, what have you done? Oh, Kitty, what did you do, silly girl? Silly girl. So when you're setting up your fair, don't forget to hire mechanics, because that could be a serious problem, guys. So don't do what I did. Prettified it. See, I prettified everything and I forgot to think of practicals. No, I actually hired everybody but mechanics. I wonder how I managed to not hire mechanics. Isn't that crazy? See, now I've got mechanics fixing everything. Ah, dearie me. This one's still waiting. I can't believe I forgot that. Right, so I've also got these little groupings in the middle here. Look, let me show you the decorations again. I've got in little spaces between rides and things, I've added in this little bit of decoration because it's a car park, there's not much space for decoration, so you'll have really poor decoration ratings unless you utilise every little bit of space. So I've done like little snowmen and braziers in little corners like this, so it's just a tiny one square, but I've added a little bit of decoration there. And then we've got another one here. Let me rotate around so you can see the front. Here we've got a little grouping of 3 snowmen and a couple of braziers in this little gap. I showed you my army up here next to the vendors, and there's another little grouping here. So we've got 1 with a top hat and 2 without here, and 1 brazier. So all the little corners I've tucked away little bits of decoration here and there just to fill in all the corners. So down here we've got the queue, the side of the queue here for the dodgems. Look, I've got a little place for people to sit and then view things, just to add a little bit of decoration in every gap that we can find. So right here, look, next to it, I've already showed you that one, and then I think there's another one just puff from here. See, look, I've used the little bushes in white, and here look, I've made a little decoration. So I've made this into a little blueprint because I plan to use it on some other builds I've got in mind in a Christmas theme. So I've used a cylindrical shape to make this little plinth, added some candles and 3 snowmen, and if we rotate you can see just behind I've got a little chest on the back as well. I've made this into a little blueprint. I'm going to be reusing this in some of my other Christmas builds that I plan to do over the next couple of weeks up to Christmas. So I've got some ideas about other Christmas things we can get done. There we go, we've got everything repaired now. So I'm going to do another couple of Christmas builds in the next couple of weeks. I hope that these will all give you all some inspiration about what you can do, thinking slightly more out of the box. So Parkitect doesn't necessarily have to be all about the themed fun fairs or amusement parks or resorts like that. You can do slightly different things. So here I've done like a mini car park fun fair themed for Christmas because we've added an ice skating rink off the side, and that's what I'm thinking. So I'm going to come back with something else slightly different for Christmas in the next episode next week. Hope you're all looking forward to Christmas, and I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. From Soft Kitty 99, goodbye and happy gaming!